People ask me, Ben, why are you supporting David Ige? You and Neil Abercrombie have been friends for many, many years. And that's true. I've known Neil for 40 years. During our time in the legislature, often it would be just he and I against everybody else. That's how close we were. It wasn't always a good idea to stand up with him, but I was there with him. You know? I voted for him in every election. And when he got elected governor, and I did what I could to help him get elected governor, I was happy because I thought, okay, here is a guy, a leader, elected by the people, who's going to make sure that the values we talked about, you know, our environment, our local values, what we want to pass on to the generation of you folks sitting here, here is a guy who's going to do it for us. Maybe he came from Albany or Buffalo, New York, but I thought that he had in his heart the local values. Well, give a man power if you want to know his true character. And when my good friend Neil got power, and he began to change, and as much as I tried, and many others like Joe Tassel here, who voted for him in every election, and Tom Kaufman and people like that, longtime supporters of Neil Abercrombie, tried to get him back on track again, to get him back to what he stood for. Because no matter what we did, we couldn't get him change his direction and get back on track. Like when in 2005, he stood up for the people who lived in Kaka'ako. Today's change, he's standing up for the big boys, the developers who are building these condominiums, and they say it's workforce housing. How can it be workforce housing when it runs anywhere from 600,000 to 50 million for a penthouse? How can it be for workforce housing when they didn't plan for a school? Workers have children, you know? And there was no planning for a school. And what happened in Kaka'ako, and I'm going to talk about Kaka'ako because it's a real sore point with me, and it caused me to support David. What happened in Kaka'ako is they have been giving the big developers waivers from regulations and specs, everything they want so that they can build faster. And then there was talk about building condos that are 607 feet high. 700 feet is right about the height of Diamond Head. I know because I Googled it. I'm not kidding. It's strange that someone who spent 20 years in Washington, D.C., beautifully planned city, where the highest building is about 375 feet, should agree to build condominiums for the rich in Kaka'ako that may reach as high as 700 feet. That's crazy. And the question that I have for you folks, do you want Manhattan in Kaka'ako? Of course not. That'll affect tourism, that'll make this place into something that we don't want it to be, something that people who come to visit us try to get away from, but that's what's happening. And in the past, when the governor could hardly raise any funds because he never rubbed shoulders with the big boys, the special interest guys, now you find that he flies to the mainland to go to a billionaire's home for fundraising. He holds a birthday party where people have to pay $1,500 to get into sing happy birthday to him. It's not the guy that I knew, I'm sorry. And so I was very happy when David Ige decided to run. And you know what, back then, nobody gave him a chance. It's incredible how far the campaign has come. Oh, he doesn't have a chance. You know, the governor is a gifted orator. But like Keith was saying, it's not how he says it. It's what the substance of what he says means to all of us. And if you watched the debate last night, you could not help but conclude that the governor was saying, it was a rapid fire talk, you know. His answers were long and really kind of discourteous, I thought, to David. David was a man of few words, and that's what I appreciate. He made his points, and he stopped speaking because he didn't want to confuse you guys or anybody else. He's like Governor Yoshi. Quiet, but effective. Well, thank you, Governor. At least some of these guys are old enough to remember that. And this election is really critical because whether it's education, whether it's transparency, I don't like the direction that we're going in. And we need to change. We can't afford another 4 years like this. Someone asked me, well, how is this going to affect your friendship with Neil, man? And I said, you know, I struggle with this, but this election is not about friendship. It's about leadership. And David Ige, in his very quiet and reserved style, can provide that leadership. In the time that I've spent with him, I sense that he has a strength of character, inner strength of character that maybe doesn't manifest itself so easily. And I remember one email I sent him in preparation for the debate. I emailed him and I said, can you get mad once in a while? But he did it his way, and I thought he did it a very, very fine job. In the next month, the 4 weeks before the election, the governor is going to spend whatever he has in his campaign kit. He raised about $4 million. I expect that he'll be spending maybe a little over $100,000 a week for television. What is historic and different about this campaign is that David is not going to air one TV commercial. You know, this is truly a David and Goliath battle. And we will make history when we win on August 9th, like David did in the biblical days, and take the Goliath down. But we can't do it unless all you folks out here, in particular the young people, go out there and provide the manpower and spread the word about the campaign and the virtues of David Ige. I'm proud to be here to join Joe Tassel, Keith Tanashiro, Michelle Kidani, and Governor Ariyoshi, and the rest to be in support of David Ige. Thank you very much, and let's go out and get him.